Hello there, Gary from the Horror Cut. This is just a quick bonus episode if you are interested. Last week we had our Horror Shots showcase, and some of the filmmakers got on stage to say a few words about their films and their thoughts on the horror genre. So have a listen and enjoy.
There are certain rules that one must abide by in order to successfully survive a horror movie.
I met this 6-year-old child with this blank, pale, emotionless face.
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play? They're here.
Welcome to the Horror God.
So I just kind of want to start by saying congratulations on having a film completed and having it on a festival run, because it's not any easy feat, so well done on that. Can I start by asking you to introduce you and the film you worked on tonight? This is a good opportunity to get the audience vote, I'm just saying. So,
My name is Frank O'Neill. I directed Crèche and Burn, the only animated one. Is it
nice wink there, yep.
I'm David Bradburn. I directed Freakin Weekend.
Nice.
I'm Alex Perry, and I wrote the script for Dogs and Ghosts.
Nice. So you can keep that mic just now, it's fine. I've got one. What I would say is, yep, Frank here did the only animated one, and these two travelled, so it's still equal par there for who your vote's going for. Can I start, what inspired you to make the film that you did? Can you talk a little bit about the film and where the idea came from?
For Dogs and Ghosts, the idea that came to my mind is, what if you had a character who was a ghost, but you had to work that out?
For Casey, our writer, her and her husband, and every couple that you are a part of or know has to deal with what to do for the weekend and what to eat for the rest of your life. So that was her inspiration. My inspiration was she came to me with a script and a budget and asked me to direct, and I said yes.
Thank you. I got the idea for Crèche and Burn when I was on a bus and it passed by an office that had a creche. And I thought, if I was a baby, I would hate to be in there because I don't like to work. Hire me. Anyone?
What advice would each of you give to any aspiring horror filmmakers?
Well, I guess my advice would be to just watch as many stupid and obscure movies as you can. That's the only advice I have, because that's all I do. So go on Tubi and look at the horror section.
Work with what you have.
If you have an idea, just go for it, because you don't know how it's going to turn out till you try.
Great, yep. As filmmakers, but just for inspiration in general, what horror films inspire you? What would you say is top horror films to watch?
I very much like Beetlejuice.
Yep, nice.
I think the movie that got me into horror, because I'm kind of late to the genre, was Abstentia. It's a movie out of California. It's a really super independent film. And also Satan's Little Helper, which is kind of a
that's a
horror
good one.
comedy.
Yeah.
As you may be able to tell by the film, I do like zombie movies a lot, and I like the book Frankenstein. That's I don't know if it should be adapted.
Why do you like that so much?
Because I also have a tumultuous relationship with my dad. And I think that's what Frankenstein is really about, the horror of having a dad.
There it is.
But no, I think in terms of movies, one of my favorites is probably Bride of Reanimator, specifically the sequel to Reanimator. It's silly. I like a lot of horror comedies, horror that blends genres. So that's why I would say probably Bride of Reanimator. Great effects as well. And very Frankenstein-y.
In terms of all your experience of making films, is this some of your first films that you have made, or have you guys made a bunch of stuff in the past? If so, tell us about what you've made or what you have kind of coming up.
Well, Crèche and Burn is my first proper short. It was my grad film, so I directed it last year at Duncan of Jordanston College of Art and Design in Dundee. But before that, I did a lot of stuff in college, little short experimental animations here and there. And at the moment, I am wanting to work on another horror-ish film, but it's a lot more ambitious and longer, so we'll see how that goes.
Bless me, sorry.
Bless you.
Thanks.
Gosh, I got a dozen short films or so that I've worked on. Some I wrote and directed, some I just directed. I've got 3 on the festival circuit now. So I've got Freakin Weekend. I've got a short comedy called Soccer Mommies and a dark comedy about testicular cancer called My Best Nut. They're all on the circuit now, and I'm getting ready to, in March, shoot a zombie film. It's a first in a series, hopefully, if our writer can drum up some more money. And it's about, like I said, it's a zombie film in which the government is forcing people to take happy pills.
This is my 8th film. I'm lucky in the sense of all the films are made by people I met online during the COVID pandemic, in which I've sent scripts to people and they've filled themselves. So it's an unlikely journey for myself. I am working on a 9th script, but I won't reveal just yet.
That's fair.
What it's going to be.
Just on that note, then, like in cinema right now, it's full of like remakes or requels or sequels. But the horror genre is kind of thriving. Like that's quite a lot of original material. Have you any like thoughts on that? Does that make you inspired to write in the horror genre a little bit more because there's more chance of it getting made as an original idea? Or have you thought about that at all?
I think with horror, because of how life develops, we find more and more things that can frighten us and worry us from the world than we did before. So sometimes finding that new scare makes a difference, because when when the scare is coming, it's not frightening.
Yeah, true.
For me, it's really what I'm thinking about, like whatever topics, politics, whatever, that are on my mind, and then the genre just kind of presents itself. So it might be horror, it might be a musical.
Or a horror musical.
Yeah, I think it's interesting that you mentioned new sort of horror because I find myself watching a lot of horror movies that are coming out now and thinking like, oh, maybe could have been a bit shorter. I think this about all movies actually nowadays, that they could have been a bit shorter. So short films, I think, are a really great avenue for like exploring those kind of concepts that you might want to talk about. But kind of similar to your answer, it's sort of like you think of something first and then the horror elements just follow, especially if you are a horror fan. I think that's what a lot of horror is now, is just reflections of what's happening around us.
We've went a couple of times recently and saw a couple of films, and what I've noticed a lot about cinemas in the last couple of months is they've been packed. And that has been brilliant to see and to be sitting there in. We went and saw Iron Lung. I wasn't a fan. Neither were you. But to sit there and watch a film independently made in a packed theatre house was pretty special. Housemaid came out, and I remember trying to book tickets to it, and I keep missing it because I was like, it's sold out, and I haven't seen a film being sold out for so long. Where and I was kind of, what's going on here? So there is a bit of a resurgence in cinema, but I think particularly the horror genre as well. So that kind of stands in good stead for all of us. And horror is. People say it's an easy genre to make, and I agree with that. But I think there's just so much to do in it. It's accessible, and I think it's just a great way to get into filmmaking and to keep kind of pursuing filmmaking as well. It's a great avenue to do so.
Nice. And when you finally got to see The Housemaid, were you happy?
Yes. That's not why I went to see it, Gary. I went in blind.
Sure you did.
I left blind.
For each of you here, so yours obviously heavily featured a dog and a ghost. there's a new horror film out that the dog is the main character as well. How was it working with animals?
All the information I have is this was such a well-behaved, well-trained dog. I mean, what most dogs like to do is, because they're cute, is play with people, get a human intention and whatnot. This dog was very good at being told when it's asked to stay, it really did stay. So it's having the look of meeting the right people who had a very well-trained dog. We were just lucky that way.
Freakin' Weekend, that was about a couple who just didn't know what to do with their weekend, and there was so many laughs in the audience from that because I think so many people related to it, even if they're not in a relationship. Like a best friend, it's like, oh, do you want to catch up? Yeah, what do you want to do? I don't know. And you turned that into a horror film, of choice. How hard was that to direct?
It was actually it was a dream project, really. Like things went so smooth. I don't have any horror stories on this one. I have lots of horror stories, but not on this one. The DP and I, this is the first time we worked together. We worked really well. Same with the writer. She gave me final cut, and I had a really long leash to work with. The woman I had directed in My Best Nuts, so we knew each other. The man, she didn't get the part because of that. Like we did full auditions, right? Yeah, that's what I'll say about that. The man lives a few blocks from me, so we've known each other. Again, we did auditions, and he hands down was the guy that we wanted from just the video submissions. So our editor is amazing. It just was really smooth. So.
Who came up with, there's these kind of Perspex masks and that? Who came up with that idea, or was that yourself, or was that a costume?
I think it was my idea. Casey was talking a lot about the film Meg, and so that's sort of what we was working with. I wanted to do something where we didn't have a lot of features because the monsters are really projections, right?
Yeah.
We didn't have a makeup artist, so we couldn't do anything. We had no hair or makeup on set, so the mask was a logical choice and was easy for us to work with, not so much for the actors because you can't see them, they can't do any face acting, they can't eye act. It's all with their voice at that point.
It's like Tom Hardy, every film he's in a mask, right?
Right.
So, yeah. For Crèche and Burn, obviously, really funny animation, but I would also say there's like the theme in there is all about being stuck in your day job so much that even if you're dead, you're still going to be doing it. It's kind of like the original Dawn of the Dead, right, where they just keep traveling to the supermarket. What was the inspiration from that? Did you always know it was going to be in the office and that was going to be kind of like the thematic message?
Is it Day of the Dead or Dawn of the Dead that has them all? Dawn.
You're showing your age there.
I know, I'm so sorry. Dawn of the Dead was like a big inspiration there, but also, of course, Shaun of the Dead, which takes from it. Shaun of the Dead was a huge inspiration. I think it's clear from the kind of cuts and... But if anyone is familiar with Ed's World, it was a web series animation, featured zombies a lot, and that was the primary inspiration for a lot of the sort of look of the zombies as well, stylistically. Funnily enough, though, for the humans, most of the inspiration came from a children's anime called Osomatsu-kun from the 80s. So I made a big inspiration document, and I made my team of students, we were all students, watch Osomatsu-kun, Shaun of the Dead, and... I'm trying to think. I think I did try and make a couple watch Bride of Reanimator just cause. But yeah.
Because it's good.
Just because I like it and I'm the director, so do what I say. No.
Fair. Seg, have you got any more questions at the moment?
I've just got one question. Are we all going to go for beers after this?
Fair. Okay, before that,
though, cider guy.
Beers and cider, all right, okay.
I would just like to really quickly open up to the audience if there is any quick questions in the audience for our filmmakers up here.
Just to say, really, that I liked the hard faces. I thought the masks worked really well, and just about being a bit hard-faced to each other. I thought that's quite a kind of simple message, but it looked really, really clear. Thanks.
You ran away on stage so fast there.
Thank you.
That's fair, no?
I have got one question to end it, and it is, what is your favourite horror film? What's your favourite jump scare? And why on any of them?
Does Phantom of the Paradise count as a horror movie?
If you can explain why and give us your favourite jump scare, then yeah.
It's Faust, but with more music, and I don't...
It's okay. I can cut out the A's in the podcast.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
That's it with me every week.
Yeah, Phantom of the Paradise is probably my favourite horror movie because it's basically Phantom of the Opera, but also a rock opera, and it's amazing. Well, I can't think of a jump scare. I'll give you my favourite horror transition.
Go for it.
And that is in Saw 4, when a woman gets shoved through a glass door and it transitions to a hospital room. And that is my favourite transition ever. It's not a jump scare, but that's what I'm giving as my answer.
No, that's great. You went into so much detail. I actually really enjoyed that. Yeah.
I already talked about favorite horror film, so I'll go with jump scare. In Jaws, when they're underwater and the face comes out of the bottom of the boat, that scared the shit out of me as a kid.
Yeah, that's a great one because actually, I don't want to spoil things, but in Send Help, there's a very similar jump scare, and I think it's inspiration. And it's when, I won't spoil too much, but an aeroplane crashes into the ocean, and there's quite a similar scare there. Somebody's in the audience going, yes, and that. Yeah. And yourself.
Am I right in saying that scene in Jaws was added? Apparently they did a test shoot with the audience and they watched it and they went, we need to jump a little bit more. Spielberg went back to the studio and said, we need more money to put one more scene in. They said no. So he went out into his mate's pool, filled the pool with milk to make it look murky, and shot that scene.
That actually does sound familiar, actually.
Played that again and people just jumped at their seats. So there you go.
Again, low budget filmmaking. Producer says no, you find a way.
One of the best films ever made as well.
Yep.
Trying to think of the film series. It's the Evil Dead film series that I remember. There was quite a few jump scares, but I think there was one where it was just a cat. Appeared out of nowhere and like, whoa.
That's fair.
Simple, very simple sometimes.
And nowadays, like, the cat scare is always one, isn't it? It's either on top of the fridge or if you watch End of Days, it's in the fridge. You can catch our episode on that on the Apple Podcast.
Just released last week.
Can we get a round of applause for the filmmakers?
Oh, thank you. Thank you all.
And just to really finish up, what's next in store for you is what he's working on now?
Mystery Man, but I won't say too much except that there's definitely a murder in there and there's definitely a book of spells.
Nice.
So like I said, I'm working on the zombie film. I also have a film that I've been asked to direct about toxic shock syndrome. So that'll be interesting. And then I'm working on a dance musical with somebody. We're just starting to put the structure together for that story.
Like I said, I have a fantasy animation project that exists in my brain right now. But I'm also a comic artist, so I've been doing some comic stuff. I recently made one about an alien who goes gift shopping on Earth for the perfect gift for her partner.
Yes.
It's a lot different from horror. It's more sweet and about how we love the Earth than aliens. But yeah, I'd like to make an animated adaptation of that, possibly.
Do you stick to animation as well?
I do. I don't really have any experience in live action film, but I'm certainly not shy about it. I would love to dip my toes into it, but who knows? Animation's all I know how to do.
Nice. And my last question is, the films that you screened tonight, are they available in the public yet? Because if they are, I will put them in the show notes of the podcast, but if not, it's cool.
Crèche and Burn is not available online, and I don't know when it will be.
That's fine. That's cool.
Freakin Weekend is not either, but our trailer is.
Okay, I'll put the trailer in, yeah.
Dogs and Ghosts is available.
Nice, we've got one.
But it's part of a horror anthology, I think, based in Seattle. But they've kept it on YouTube, so if you looked into YouTube, so it's not one of those, you'd obviously find it put in Dogs and Ghosts, but within a Seattle horror anthology, you'll find it in there.
You can send me the link.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Another round of applause, please. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm afraid that is the end of the Horror Cut showcase, but can we get a big round of applause for the old hairdressers? Take up the back as well. Thank you. And I just want to say as well that the last Sunday of March, which is the 29th, we will be having our next secret cinema. You don't know what the film is until you get there, unless you can work out the hints. But we'll be doing that and a live podcast, so if this is your first time at the Horror Cup, please come and join us again. Thank you, and a big round of applause to our audience. Woo! Thank you, good night.
We better get back, because it'll be dark soon, and they mostly come at night. Mostly.
I guess everyone's entitled to one good scare, huh?
We're friends to the end, remember?
This is the end, friend.